Alright, let's try this again. I was making my point, and then Marvel was curious and she jumped up. So she's here. However, I just want to finish what I was saying about the travel agent, or I was making calls out. People fill out forms. When you go to a fair, say, or when you go to a Denny's. Wow. Alright. When you go to there, you see a box, and it says you want a free vacation. So you fill it out, and you forget about it. You're like, that'd be cool if I want a free vacation. Then a couple weeks, months, whatever, later, you get a call, and it says, "Hi, I'm calling about a form that you filled out at," and I'll tell you where, just in case you forgot, because it's not cold calls. Okay, they're not cold calls. They're calls because you gave out the information. You did, so they call you. Okay, so we're like this. Okay, so they're like, so this means that you are selected for a complimentary vacation. And if you don't really know what's going on, you're like, oh, wow, wonderful. And then they take it from there, and then until you realize, oh, what's the details? What's the nitty-gritty? Now, I'm on the other end of this. Because the job I had, we were the ones that contacted you in regards to this. So, if you ever got one of those calls, maybe it was me, maybe not. I was only there for 2 weeks. But I am going to talk about the experience I had there. Okay, so they told me to come in at 3, which I did. I listened to the supervisor, and the supervisor got into conversation with the woman on the phone. She was a housewife, and her husband was at the coal mines because he was a coal worker. This was in West Virginia because the places that we did was mostly Virginia, West Virginia, it was Pennsylvania, and Maryland. So that's what the forms that people filled out. They could have they filled them out at places like Denny's. They filled them out at places like the Maryland State Fair. They filled them out at places such as a pet expo, all the way to the hunting and gun expo, or bridal expos. Or they filled them out at Jiffy Lube or McDonald's. The point is they filled them out. So we would get their information because on this form they had to put their phone number, they had to put their address, their occupation, blah 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 blah, da 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 da. I don't know. But anyways, they had to put that information on. Okay. So sometimes they wouldn't. Sometimes they would just leave off a couple things, such as your income. Is your income over 35,000? Are you over the age of 25? So sometimes those would be left unfilled. Alright, so let me explain to you. The computer, it was called, I actually wrote it down, what the program they used was called. Right now I can't think of it. Spitfire. It was called the Spitfire Agent. So that's the program that's used. And what it is I guess it calls up every single number that's in the system. Somebody has a job where they take all the forms and they put all the numbers in the system, and the information, etc., etc. If they don't fill it out, they have slips that they put it on the slips. Later, we do call those slips to call them and ask them to finish out the questions. Okay, I'll get to that soon. So what the Spitfire Agent does is it just calls up unanimously number after number. Most of the time, when I started working there, I was at night 3 to 9. Nobody answered. I mean, I'd be sitting there for hours. I was working a couple hours, I would sit there and nobody was even answering the phone. Like, seriously, nobody answered. Or it went to voicemail, and at night we didn't leave voicemails. Sometimes people would answer, and great, you answered. And you know what, though? Come on, let me tell you something. I filled out one of those forms a while ago. I have. For a vacation, I got a phone call. It sounded wonderful. I don't know if I said this in this vlog or one that I tried to do, but if so, Anyways, the point I'm trying to say is I filled out one of those, and then I got a phone call, and they're like, so you've been selected. I'm like, oh, that sounds good. And I was listening because to me, listening to sometimes vacations, and it's just relaxing to me. Some people, they hang up or they say, oh, I'm not interested, whatever they want to say. And when they got around to the part where they said, well, we need a deposit from you, I'm like, well, actually, I don't even have any money in my bank account, so I can't really do that because I don't have an extra $75 in my bank account to secure a deposit. You know, and then on top of that, let's see, let me tell you what goes on. This is what I would say. Let's get to the good part of it and let's get over with. Right? So the phone would ring and say somebody answered, and I'd be on the other line. Oh, one thing too, I heard an echo, and I heard my voice, and I'm like, I got so distracted because I hate my voice. I'm like, ew, is that how my voice sounds? And I just kept talking. I'm like, oh, I hear an echo. I hear an echo. Oh, and it was just so distracting because I don't like my voice. Yuck. Okay. So, somebody would answer the phone, and it would come up on the computer. It would come up on the screen and say it was somebody by the name of Bill. Okay? So I'd be like, hi, Bill. How are you? Good. Fine. Okay, great. Well, I'm calling you in regards to a form that you filled out at the Gun and Hunting Expo, and I'm calling you to let you know that that your form was selected. So congratulations, you filled out this form. Actually, I didn't say it right. Let me start over again. I'm calling about a form that you filled out at the Hunting and Gun Expo. It looks like that you filled out for a complimentary vacation. So congratulations, your form was selected. This means that you are entitled for a 3-day, 2-night stay with us at Massanutten, Four Seasons Resort. Have you ever heard of Massanutten? I'd be like, no, have you ever heard of Massanutten? No? Oh, you have? Wonderful. Have you ever been there before? Oh, okay. So you know how great it is, right? If they said no, I've never heard of it. Oh, well, Massanutten is a beautiful resort. It's located in Shenandoah Valley in Virginia. It's right off 81, right off Harrisonburg. We have a lot to offer at this resort. And before, you know, because I just started, so I'm still trying to get my my groove on how I was going to approach things. I'd be like, we have a lot to offer. We do have an indoor-outdoor water park. I'd read from the script. You know, we do have an indoor-outdoor water park. We also have a ski lodge. First I was saying skiing, but I heard Suzanne say ski lodge, so I started saying ski lodge. We have an open indoor-outdoor water park that's open year-round. We do have skiing. We also have tons of activities. We have 2 PGA-rated golf courses. You know, sometimes I just read it all off just because I'd get, you know, in that zone where I just started reading. But what I started to learn to do was before I started telling them all the activities, I'd like psych myself up and be like, oh, these sound good. So, but then I'd be like, first I should maybe ask them, so are you married? Do you have kids? And if they have kids, oh, well, there's so many fun things that your kids will enjoy. We do have the water park that's open year-round. We also have horseback riding. We have go-karts. You know, we have lots of fun stuff. Your kids will like it. We have an amusement park. You know, if they're quiet, I'm like, do you, we also have stuff to do, such as lakes that are stocked with fishing, because that's something I think would be cool, fishing. And so I'd be like, we have a lakes that's stocked with perch, trout, and brim, and you know we supply everything, the fishing poles and the tackle box and all that. Do you like fishing? And then I'd be like, basically this, basically that. Actually, I stopped saying basically because basically it just sounded kind of like basic. Like if you use the word basically, it sounds very it just sounds very mediocre. So I stopped using that word. But I heard people say basically what we are is, So I'd be like, oh, when was the last time that you're on vacation? Oh, it's been a while. Well, you definitely deserve another vacation. And then I don't know, I try, you know, what the hell? And then, like, you know, so, like, well, okay, but here's the thing. Oh, it sounds great. Oh, people would be rushy, or they'd be like, oh, so what are you saying? Okay, well, let me tell you what we do. So you would have to take, it's a 90-minute driven timeshare tour, but this is not obligatory, and you don't have to purchase anything. What the tour is it will show you the resort, and it'll show you everything that we have to offer here at our resorts. Sometimes I would say we do have timeshares, because sometimes people are interested in timeshares. Or I say we have rentals, because I heard the other lady say that, so I incorporated that into my spiel. That's Marvel again. So anyways, you know, I would say everything I could. And I heard everyone around me saying the same thing. I mean, like, I never said some idiotic response or anything. I used everything in a pleasant tone of voice. No, why is she's being really annoying. Marvel, you're being very annoying. So I said everything in a pleasant tone of voice, and I tried to make things sound exciting, but sometimes people are like, okay, well, I'm going to need to talk to my spouse. I'm going to need to contact my fiance. Oh, well, why don't you call him now? I can wait. I can be on hold. I mean, can you call him? Oh, no, he's at work. Or sometimes people, right away when I call, they say they're in the waiting room. Like, you know how many people say they're in the waiting room? A lot of people say that. I'm like, well, just listen to me for a few minutes. Believe me, I was getting a headache. It's very frustrating. And then sometimes people get lucky and they are interested, and then of course I tell them right away. I'm like, I would like to say that the room does the resort does require, it's a fully refundable $75 room space deposit. This is to secure your room. You will get this back. I also tell early on, because we also offered a Visa. I was saying a prepaid card for a long time for some reason, because that's what I thought, it was a prepaid card. But yesterday, the supervisor told me it's not a prepaid card, it's a gift card. It's one of those Visa cards, a prepaid card. But she's like, also another thing, you're saying prepaid card, it's not, it's a gift card. Oh, okay, alright, I'll say gift card from now on. Okay, so what you'll get is, you know, you'll get to stay with us at the resort. Like I said, there's a lot of things to offer. There's a lot of fun activities to do. You name it, we got it. We have everything on the list. What kind of things do you like to do? Oh, well, I like fishing. I like hunting. We have that. I mean, oh yeah, we definitely have that on our list. We have fishing. It's stocked with perch, brim, and trout. And we have hunting. We have anything that you like to do. And this is the deal. What you do is you would come down, you would take the 90-minute timeshare tour, you would get that out, you know, and they show you around the resort and everything, and it just tells you what we have to offer here at Massanutten. You do that, and after you do that, we will give you your Visa gift card, anywhere from $75 to $200, depending on what day you can come down to take the tour. If you can come down during a weekday, then you'll get $200. So that's great. You just get a $200, just, you know, I never said dollars. I said you get $200. Maybe I did. You get $200 to spend on whatever you like, you know. So spend it on, I never really said spend on gas, this and that. I just said you get a $200 gift card. So you get that, and you will get the refund that you get. Like I said, the resort does require a $75 room space deposit just to secure your spots, and you know, just so we know who you are, which I rarely said. So I say you get that back too. You get that back as well. So what you would need to do is we would need to set you up with a date in the next month. And they're like, oh, you mean yeah, what, next month? My schedule's kind of full though. I don't know which days I have off. Well, we work with you, so we'll work with you. But pretty much we would have to come up with a day within the next month, and every day you'd get like a paper that explains everything for the next month, and it shows the dates that they had to pick. Because what they would have to do is drive 4 hours, drive to Virginia, Massanutten, take a 90-minute timeshare tour. Then they get their prepaid card, $200. 666. I mean, I don't know what I was trying to do. You get $200. You come down and take time. This is another guy who was working there a long time. His name was Luke. He was like, okay, you take the timeshare tour. You get, come down, take the tour. Get it out of the way. You get the $200. That was his thing. And he made a sale every day. So, I don't know. I just don't know. I was like, well, you come down, take the tour. We'll give you a gift card. We'll give you the refund. And then, if you want to stay the next 2 nights for the vacation, you can. You're more than, whatever. Or I'm back. So I'm just going to have to edit everything, but I realized I just said a bunch of stuff, and I don't want to go back and say everything that I did say. So I'm just going to edit. Alright. Which is what I'm going to have to do anyways. So like I was saying, the whole thing about working there, I said everything that I had to say. What else can I do? People just don't. I don't know why other people got sales and I didn't. It's just the way it is. I mean, it's just all about luck, really. I said everything I could. You heard me. That's how I sounded. Maybe there's something wrong with my voice. I don't know. I mean, whatever. And another thing, too, I got sick from their food anyways. That macaroni and cheese made me throw up. Yeah, I got sick. So that's that. And that's all that I really need to say. Now it's time for me to make my other blog. The video corrections. Oh my gosh, my stomach is making weird noises. So, many more miles before I sleep. Pretty much.